Okay, we're going to cover COVID and all the variants. So basically, we're in the States at the moment. I'll do the world in a minute. But basically, what we have here is that there have been COVID cases. I don't care what people say. There are quite a few that actually believe it's gone and never existed anyway. I don't want to even get on that bandwagon, but anyway, or soapbox, should I say. But basically, what I see is that it's very much dominant in California and in Texas and Minnesota and kind of South Dakota as well, but Nebraska. All this lower units, all these lower states rather, not so much in Arkansas, but Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, of course. But what I'm seeing with all the holiday traffic, this is after Thanksgiving, it's 11:27 when I'm actually doing the video, and what I'm seeing is a growth, I'm afraid, and a spread of far more COVID cases, and that would include Las Vegas, not so much Nevada, but a tiny bit in Reno, but Oregon, and in Kansas, Chicago definitely, New York, and really Washington. So it's really the places, and not really Dallas, as not so much San Antonio, but Dallas, Houston. Those are the areas I'm concerned about. Some in New Mexico and Arizona, but really it's mostly to do with those states that are going to see a significant influx or increase in COVID. And this is the old strain, and it's also there seems to be a new strain coming in, and it is coming in from China, is one. The other one, it's coming in a lesser one from COVID, which developed in August but hasn't really shown its ugliness here, and that is from Europe. Round about Italy, Spain, round about that area is where it was. It literally warped into a different COVID variant. So, but the one that's dangerous and the new one that's dangerous is actually from China. And it's got very much like the flu symptoms, but I see that there's diarrhea associated with it, vomiting, and high fever. So aches and pains, yes, but quite frankly, it's a lot of dehydration, and there is coughing for really more the babies and the older. So it's like an RSV attached variant, but I hope I'm wrong. That one will hit the States. It's already here, but they haven't really got that many cases, I see. But what I'm seeing is that particular variant will hit in January, middle to end of January, and will have an increase in March, April, and my May, in a way, June is when it's kind of dropping off. But quite frankly, all the winter months are going to be hit. The COVID at the moment, and that's the BA .2.86, which is the most dominant at the moment, I believe anyway, is the one that's going around. So that one, which is already established, as I said in earlier in this video, California, Texas, Minnesota, and Nebraska, etc., etc. Anyway, and Florida. Well, Florida I'm a bit concerned about, because that one variant is going to, the new one is going to play havoc in Florida, and that's because of retirement people that I'm seeing, and there are, I see about a 10 to 20% chance of an elderly person, if they haven't caught it in time, dying, I'm afraid. So beware, try and travel wisely. If you are going to fly for Christmas, please wear a mask, and that will be the K95 at least, not those cloth masks, they don't do anything. And just take precautions, because you will be seeing loved ones and then going home back to other family and friends and loved ones too. So you don't want to be a carrier. But again, that's up to you. I'm not here to tell you, and as in my readings, I don't tell you what to do, I just guide you. So I see that California will have it badly. Nevada will be on the increase and showing its head there for the increase of COVID. New Mexico, as I said, all those other cities as well, including New York, obviously, and Washington. So I hope I'm wrong, but the current one, the BA, will actually be in full flush, should I say, within the next week to 2 weeks. And it'll carry right through Christmas and won't really lie down or get muted until about the 18th to the 27th of March. But it is still around. It will develop into a lesser strain next year, I see, but that won't be until August. But there is another variant coming in by November next year, and again, that's from Europe, but I think it's brought in from Asia, and that one is a really, really, really nasty one. It hits fast, and it's very quick, and a lot of people are going to be, I'm afraid, passing away because of that. If they do not know the symptoms, to watch out and go immediately to the hospital. So be careful, and that one particular strain is actually going to be very dominant in Europe. Okay, so I am going to ask you to just to take care of yourselves and be a bit more cautious. All right, and this is just a quick video. Thanks for joining me.